In this video, I will be playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on my RTX 4070 Ti that I have paired with the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X CPU. It is an 8-core CPU and I have also got 32GB of RAM installed in this machine. I will be playing the game at 2560 by 1440 and I will be having MSI Afterburner running in the background so that we can have a look at the frame rate, the frame time graph and stuff like temperatures and other statistics using the RivaTuner statistics server. So with all that said, let's jump onto the game and have a look at how it performs. So here we are in the game, and before I show you the gameplay, it's time for me to show you the settings at which I'm running the game at. So I'm running the game at 2560 by 1440, having a 144Hz monitor, and all the settings are absolutely maxed out, except for a few settings that are very notorious and they just destroy the FPS, and we don't gain anything extra if I'm going to turn them on. That is the reason I have reduced this particular setting, water physics. Water physics should not be more than 1/4 of this entire graph. So it is that. And rest, all the other settings are cranked to their maximum values. None of the settings are turned or dialed down. So with all that said, let's have a look at the gameplay. For the most part, the game runs over 100 FPS. It drops to around 80 FPS in some sections of the game, but I haven't noticed any drop below 80 FPS in all the sections that I have visited in the game. The performance is actually really good. It is not a very CPU intensive game. You can pair it with fast CPUs and you are not going to experience any major performance upgrades. I also have a Ryzen 7 5800X 3D chip and I don't notice any significant performance difference in the game. RAM utilization is also on point. You can run this game perfectly fine using 16GB of RAM. As far as VRAM is concerned, we are not even hitting a 6GB usage on this card, which is kind of odd because the game looks really good. These textures are really amazing. Even today, I think this is still one of the best games out there. And as you can see, the FPS is over 100 for the most part. And we are running the game absolutely maxed out at 2560 by 1440. So the performance is really good. I have absolutely no complaints running this game. And the other really important thing that I want you to pay attention to is that frame time graph. It is mostly flat. If we were having any sort of disturbance there, then surely the game was not in the optimal state. But yeah, the game runs really nicely. But sometimes in Saint Denis, you are bound to get some frame drops. And that is something that I have noticed with almost every GPU that I have played this game on. Maybe on a few AMD chips, this runs perfectly in the Saint Denis section too. But I don't know how that is happening. What are actually the reasons why it drops FPS sometimes? And I would like you all to pay close attention to that frame time graph. You might see a frame drop here in Saint Denis. It sometimes happens. So there you go. There you saw that frame time drop. It sometimes happens in this section. Only in Saint Denis I have noticed it. But yeah, and you can see it again. There was that another frame drop. And sometimes it happens in Saint Denis only. And there was another frame drop. Frame drops are not something that happens in the other part of the map. It only happens in this Saint Denis section. For some reason, it is happening only on these NVIDIA GPUs. I haven't noticed these in the AMD GPU that I have. It is the 6750 XT. And I never saw any sort of frame dips in the Saint Denis section of the game too. But anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to talk to you in the next video.